Hey you! Did you have a childhood game that you have forgotten and catch glimpses of it in your mind every now and then? Because I sure do. My goal is to return to the world of the bizarre games I used to play as a kid and see if they have the same magic now as they did in the past. Hell yeah, Rav the Dead Rabbit is a side-scrolling action-adventure platformer developed by the now defunct Arkido Games and published by Sega in 2012 for the PS3, Xbox 360, PC, and then iOS. Hell yeah, it was a game that I remembered quite fondly from the days when I was a wee little rat. But let's see if it still holds up, shall we? The game tells the story of the Rabbit Prince of Hell being caught in 4K committing sins with his rubber ducky in the bathtub, who then gets so pissed about this that he decides he has to destroy everyone in hell. Yeah, seriously, that's the plot. Little me was really impressed by this, I think, or something. As soon as you set on the journey of annihilating the underworld, you meet one of the only creatures who doesn't give a shit about your wee-wee being all over the Helternet, Ash's own butler, Nestor. Nestor, my beloved, you deserve the world. Mwah. The other one is this eyeball nurse who I don't think has a name, which serves as the game's healer, which, trust me, you'll be needing her when you keep getting hit by spikes or enemy projectiles. God damn it! The guns are as bombastic as the rest of the game, with your standard loadout consisting of an assault rifle and a rocket launcher, both of which are upgradable. Other than that, you can visit the store to buy other weapons such as my favorite, the revolver, which has the stopping power of a monster truck, one-shotting basically any trash mob that comes in your way. There are some other really cool guns such as the flamethrower or the holy water thrower, but I never got to try those out because the upgraded rocket launcher is a broken piece of shit. In my opinion, what Hell Yeah lacked in terms of needing to change up your playstyle from just boom boom rocket launcher dead enemy, it made up for in charm and flashy execution animations. Ash is one crafty rabbit when it comes to murdering the denizens of hell, which he shows through 27 unique finishers, with most of them having altered versions based on the creature you killed or the context in which you found it, which is a really fun thing that I will touch on right about now. And man, some of these are really awesome. Some of my favorite executions include Squid Game reference, hatching a T-Rex to eat a monster, firing a shark out of a satellite, or my personal favorite, calling a doggy to take a leak on a plant that grows up to be a demonic tree that devours your enemy. If it were by me, I'd show you guys all the executions, but you'd probably click off the video and I would not like that to happen. Thank you. Okay, let's move on. The progression of Hell Yeah is as linear as it gets. There are 10 zones you go through amidst the chaos of hell, with each being followed up by the last, although this might be a nuisance to some in a Metroidvania, even though it's not really a Metroidvania. They all end up being very unique by bringing really fun and zone-specific mechanics. The first area is a volcano and acts as an introductory level which serves as a tutorial for the basics of movement and shooting, letting you embark on the bladed wheel jetpack thingamajig that Ash uses throughout the game, which lets you drill through some walls and enemies. This is where we encounter our first boss, Fuego Go. His fight starts with nothing too spectacular as you dodge your way out of flaming skulls and other projectiles that Fuego Go shoots at you. But as he reaches the halfway point of his health, you both descend into the depths of the volcano where you use large mounted turrets as you kite him across the arena from one side to the other. With the flaming dude exploded into a mushroom cloud, we'll see that quite a bit. We get our first tease of the main villains of the story. Next up is the factory, which lets our Rabbit Prince make use of his rocket launcher for traversal for exploding robots that are scattered across the zone. Besides the really cool enemy design here, there really isn't much to talk about, except maybe the island, which serves as nothing except adding an idle mobile game type of thing, where you can put the monsters that you already killed to work and they give you resources, but they are kind of pointless since the game is about 3 to 4 hours long anyway, so I didn't get to use them. Seriously, I genuinely forgot about this mechanic until I finished the game, and I was like, oh hey, I can see the demons that I killed across the game, which is cute, I guess. Anyways, moving on to the jails, we find out that we have to leave our weapons, ducky wheel included, at the door, due to Ash's own rule, which he forgot about. Being the Prince of Hell must suck at times, gotta give it to him. This is where we learn to wall jump and make a kebab with Ash by baiting flamethrowers upon a sheep queen. After making the Queen's Sworn Protector commit Box Fallen Head, we proceed to everyone's favorite thing in gaming, an underwater level. At least it's not God of War's Poseidon Temple, so we make quick work of it in our submarine and proceed to the next boss of the game, the Skull Dude. Except we have no weapons. But Nestor's got our back, baby, cause he's upgraded our guns and wheel. After turning the rock to dust, we see our mysterious villains again, though this time we can see visible frustration out of them, due to our skeletal protagonist's victory. With that being said, we start an ascension into a truly heavenly looking place, the casino. This is where we unlock the dash, which is a lifesaver for drilling walls and avoiding deadly spikes or pits of death. The casino has to be one of my favorite areas thanks to its level and monster design, which is pretty much fully inspired by Greek mythology. Very cool. It's also definitely not tied to my love for gambling. Nuh-uh. In this angelic fourth zone, you get to fight monsters such as Zeus, Medusa, and Among Us? Furthering our ascent into the sky, we reach a UFO that conveniently takes us to Zone 5, the halfway point of the game, also known as the space level. This is where we turn into a spaceship and meet our trusty AI companion, Kibbity Skibbity. Here we meet an inaccessible monster that waits for his partner's arrival, which presents us a new mechanic that I found absolutely hilarious, and that we will be using again later, letting him see the big picture. As soon as you zoom out, the alien realizes his loneliness and spontaneously combusts, as you do when you realize how lonely and sad you are. Moving on, we meet Spike Lee, Hell Yes third boss, a robot snake who reminds me of something from another game, but I can't remember exactly what it is. So write down in the comments if you have any idea what I'm talking about. Dealing with him, we're greeted yet again by a chat between the two dark figures who are behind Ash's leaked pics, with the second one growing tired of the first's frustration and deciding to take the lead and call them a snake. This is what many people would call foreshadowing. Wink wink. With Spike Lee dead, we arrive at the next area, which is completely bonkers. The psychedelic level is exactly what you'd expect. An absolute fucking trip. We meet a hippie flower asking us to join them in singing, which is totally not good for us, because first off, don't do drugs, kids. And also, colliding with the flowers of this level makes your controls inverted, which we all know is a really annoying mechanic in video games. But hey, it's fine. Even the monsters that Ash comes across feel like drug-fueled hallucinations. Hell, the first one you encounter is a bipedal starfish that ends up being crushed by a sponge. Anyways, after being chased around by a rubber duck and burning it to a crisp with an environmental kill that enlightens Ash to the process of making chicken nuggets, we reach the climax of the psychedelic level, Toilet Humor. The lovers, known as Badass and Badassette, who for some reason is black and white? Why is she noir? This is where we get another bigger picture kill, as I like to call them. Badass wants to see his beloved one more time. So once again, you zoom out, let him take one last whiff of his lover, and in his wise last words, we may have two cheeks, but one word. I took an oath, so let's do it. Such is my kind, such is my fate. After which he also explodes himself into pieces. Don't do that for love, kids. However, Badassette doesn't believe in Shakespearean love. So you have to go to the shop, equip a butt face mask, then go to her door and execute her by making a T-Rex eat ass. That is a sentence I never thought I would have to say out loud. Holy shit. After catching a breather and leaving the ayahuasca area with your UFO, we reach the worst zone in the game. I don't want to talk about it. Oh, come on. Do I really have to? Okay, fine. I'll keep it short. Mutants, weird disappearing platforms, getting insects to fly to you so you dip them in acid. Done. This area. Okay, there's one redeeming quality about this area. You unlock portals, which let you enter previously inaccessible areas, as well as return to the cooler areas this game has to offer, such as not the one that I just played through. We backtrack through the jails in our submarine again to reach what is by far my favorite zone, Ash's very own version of hell, aka the cute zone, which features this absolute banger of a song. It's the greatest subversion of expectations in the game. After being put through the torture of the ruins, you reach this seemingly perfect part of hell, full of joy and laughter. You're even given a rainbow gun exclusive to this level, which shrinks the enemies, eliminating them instantly. Some monsters even require a bit of puzzle solving, although very simple, using this cute gun. Off topic, but exploding careless, joyful clouds with a revolver is so satisfying for some reason. I hope that doesn't get me on a list or something. They're just clouds. Getting back on track, another unique mechanic to the cute zone is the collection of stars. After gathering 25 stars, you are allowed to progress by getting into an anti-cuteness air vehicle, which lets out polluting gas and lets you drop piles of flying poop upon your enemies. Yeah. While in the plane, you get to meet the parents of the rubber ducky that you fried like you are Colonel Sanders. That, of course, you also kill. You monster, you have ruined a family. Ah well, no time to dwell on it, since we get a call from our beloved Nestor, who lets us know he has been kidnapped in the club while he was searching for Ash's leaked pics. So off we are to the 9th area in the game. The club stands out in my mind since I think it makes fun of clubbing culture, and one such example is Marcelo, a demon that says he goes clubbing not for music or dancing, but rather chicks, and asks you to take a picture of a suggestive pair of walking lips. I don't know, man. It's weird. Maybe it's a stretch and this game has no social commentary whatsoever, but I'd like to think that the devs made it just a bit extra satisfying to kill the creep that takes pics of chicks at the club. I know I got satisfaction from it, because that guy. Another fun part of the club is that most of the enemies that you execute get executed for the same attack, which I interpreted as being a little jab at the repetitive music that gets played in clubs. Or at least, I think so. I don't know, I haven't been to many clubs, but the ones that I have gone to have always played the exact same 5 songs. After being a proper party pooper, we save Nestor from his captors and he makes some final upgrades for our wheel and weapons, which let us tie up loose ends from zones that were impenetrable due to our drill not being strong enough until now. I'd say this is the part where you can very loosely say hell yeah is a Metroidvania, though I would say it is quite a stretch. With that being said, we take care of unfinished business inside the volcano and the ruins, and it's time to head to the museum. Oddly enough, the museum feels a bit out of place with the rest of the game, but then again, each zone feels like it shouldn't be part of the game. Yet it works, and I think that's one of the most charming things about Hell Yeah. This area's main gimmick are these pyramids that shoot fire and the portals scattered across the area, with which you are supposed to kill the monsters trapped in the exhibits. Making quick work of the museum, before the final boss lie another couple of lovers, Duke Romeo and Duchess Unia. Though thankfully there's no toilet humor this time. Ash just commits regicide and moves on. Suck it, Shakespeare. And here we are at the final boss. As you enter the arena, it becomes clear who the villain was all along. Who leaked Ash's photos with his rubber ducky? Fat Rabbit, his very own cousin. Yep, that in the goofiest plot twist ever, we are now committing cousin-side? Which is a word I made up, I think. Whatever, we're fighting to the death. After finishing off Fat Rabbit, his arm gets torn off to show his accomplice and the true mastermind behind the prince's scandal, Poison Cindy, whom I have no idea what the deal is with. She's just some cheerleader who screams so damn loud that it could show up in an unexplainable sounds caught on camera compilation. The game then ends with Ash kung fuing Cindy into space with Nuke's Top 5's background music. You really are a big star now, Cindy. With all that being said, Hell Yeah, Wrath of the Dead Rabbit is a strange game. One that I remembered being much better, most probably since I was like 8 or 9 when I played it for the first time. Some jokes stuck better then, some stuck better now. Personally, I still think it's an awesome quick experience and it's usually really cheap on Steam. So it's probably worth picking up for a few hours and having your fun with it, just as I did. Thanks for watching, guys. By the way, if you liked the video and want to see more obscure old game reviews, please subscribe and leave a like and a comment if you'd like that. Thank you, bye! Mwah! I love you all.